Everyone thought she was just famous for being famous. Then she built a shapewear company that makes more money in a year than some countries. And the craziest part, she did it by solving a problem that billion-dollar fashion brands ignored for decades. Kim Kardashian, love her or hate her, she just pulled off something that shocked the entire business world. In just 4 years, she turned SKIMS from an idea into a $4 billion empire. That's not a typo. 4 billion with a B. Fashion experts said it would never work. Business analysts said she was just another celebrity slapping her name on products. They were all wrong. Today, we're breaking down exactly how Kim Kardashian became one of the most successful entrepreneurs of our generation. And I promise you, this story is way more interesting than you think. Let's rewind to 2006. Kim Kardashian is working as a closet organizer for celebrities in Los Angeles. She's Paris Hilton's assistant and friend. She's making decent money, but she's not famous. Not yet. Then a tape gets leaked. You know the one? And overnight, Kim goes from unknown to infamous. Most people would hide. Most people would be destroyed by that kind of public humiliation. But Kim did something different. She turned that moment into an opportunity. In 2007, her family's reality show, Keeping Up with the Kardashians, premieres on a network. Nobody expected it to be a hit. It was just another reality show about a wealthy family in LA. But something clicked. People couldn't stop watching. The show became a cultural phenomenon. By 2010, Kim Kardashian was one of the most recognized people on the planet. But here's what most people miss about Kim. While everyone was judging her for how she became famous, she was quietly studying the business side of celebrity. She watched how other famous people made money. She saw how they launched products, did endorsements, built brands, and she realized something important. Being famous wasn't enough. You had to turn that fame into real businesses that could last. So she started experimenting. She released a workout DVD. She launched a fragrance. She created a mobile game that made $200 million. She did endorsement deals with dozens of brands. Some things worked. Some things failed. But she was learning. Every product launch taught her something about what her audience wanted and what they didn't. By 2015, Kim had learned enough to try something bigger. She wanted to create her own makeup line. But she was smart about it. Instead of trying to compete with giant companies like L'Oreal or Estee Lauder, she studied what her younger sister Kylie was doing. Kylie had just launched Kylie Cosmetics, and it was exploding. The direct-to-consumer model, limited releases, social media marketing. It was working like crazy. Kim launched KKW Beauty in 2017. The first product was a contour kit. It sold out in minutes. The website crashed because too many people were trying to buy at once. In the first year, KKW Beauty made over $100 million in revenue. This wasn't just celebrity merchandise anymore. This was a real business. But while KKW Beauty was succeeding, Kim kept noticing a problem in her own life. A problem that millions of women dealt with every single day, but nobody was really solving. Shapewear. Let me explain what shapewear is for anyone who doesn't know. It's basically tight, stretchy undergarments that smooth out your body shape under clothes. It sucks everything in, smooths out bumps, and creates a sleeker silhouette. Women have been wearing versions of this for hundreds of years. Corsets, girdles, and now modern shape. The problem was that shapewear in 2018 was terrible. The biggest brand was Spanx, which had dominated the market for almost 20 years. And yes, Spanx worked. It did what it was supposed to do, but it was uncomfortable as hell. It was hard to put on. It rode down. It was usually only available in nude or black, which didn't match most women's skin tones. And honestly, it wasn't designed for how women actually lived their lives. Kim had been wearing shapewear for years. As someone who is constantly photographed, she needed her outfits to look perfect, so she wore shapewear almost every day. But she would cut it up and modify it to make it work better. She'd dye it different colors to match her outfits. She'd cut off the feet on footless tights. She'd layer different pieces together to get the right effect. She was basically engineering her own solutions because nothing on the market did what she needed. And then one day, probably while getting ready for another event and struggling with her shapewear, she had a thought. If I'm having these problems, and I can afford the best products on the market, what about everyone else? What about normal women who can't afford to buy multiple pieces and customize them? This is where the SKIMS story really begins. Kim decided she was going to create the shapewear brand she wished existed, but she wasn't naive. She knew that creating a clothing company was way harder than creating a makeup line. Makeup is relatively simple to manufacture. Clothing is complicated. You need to figure out sizing, fabrics, manufacturing, fit testing, and a million other details. So Kim did what smart entrepreneurs do. She found partners who knew what they were doing. She connected with Jens Greed and Emma Greed, a power couple in the fashion industry. Jens had co-founded several successful fashion brands. Emma had extensive experience in brand development and understood the direct-to-consumer model. Together, they formed a partnership where Kim would be the face and creative director, while Jens and Emma would handle the business operations. They spent over a year in development before launching anything. This wasn't some rushed celebrity cash grab. They were meticulous. They tested over 200 different fabric combinations to find materials that were comfortable, breathable, stretchy, and actually worked. They did fit testing on hundreds of women with different body types to make sure the products worked for everyone, not just models. But here's where Kim's understanding of modern culture really showed. She knew that shapewear had an image problem. Women wore it, but they didn't talk about it. It was something you hid. Something embarrassing. The whole category felt outdated and shame-based, like you needed to hide your real body. Kim wanted to flip that narrative completely. She wanted to make shapewear something women felt good about wearing. Something empowering, instead of shameful. Something you could talk about openly. And she knew that if she could change the conversation around shapewear, she could build something massive. In June 2019, Kim announced her new shapewear line. She called it Kimono. She was excited. She'd been working on this for over a year and finally got to share it with the world. And then, disaster. The backlash was immediate and brutal. Japanese people and Asian Americans were furious. Kimono is a traditional Japanese garment with deep cultural significance. Using that name for shapewear was seen as disrespectful cultural appropriation. People accused Kim of being ignorant and insensitive. The hashtag KimoNL started trending with thousands of angry messages. The mayor of Kyoto, Japan, even wrote her a letter asking her to reconsider the name. This could have killed the entire company before it even launched. Many celebrities would have tried to defend themselves or downplay the criticism. Kim did something smarter. Within a week, she apologized and announced she was changing the name. No excuses. No defending her choice. Just a simple acknowledgement that she made a mistake and would fix it. This response actually helped her in the long run. It showed she was willing to listen, that she cared about doing the right thing more than her ego, and it gave her a chance to involve her audience in choosing the new name. After considering thousands of suggestions, they landed on SKIMS. It worked perfectly. It referenced skimming over your body. It was short and memorable. It didn't offend anyone. On September 10th, 2019, SKIMS officially launched. The initial drop included bodysuits, bras, underwear, and shorts in 9 different shades to match various skin tones. This was uji. Most shapewear brands offered maybe 3 or 4 shades, and they were all called generic names like nude or beige, which only matched lighter skin tones. SKIMS offered actual diversity from day one. The launch was insane. The website crashed within minutes from too much traffic. Products sold out almost instantly. They did over $2 million in sales in the first few minutes. By the end of the first day, they'd sold millions of dollars worth of product. It was one of the most successful fashion launches in history. But Kim and her team knew that a successful launch didn't mean long-term success. The fashion industry is filled with celebrity brands that exploded initially and then faded away. They needed to build something sustainable. So they focused on 3 key things that would become the foundation of SKIMS' success. First, the product had to actually be great. Not just good for a celebrity brand, actually great compared to anything else on the market. They obsessed over details. The fabrics needed to be breathable, so you wouldn't overheat. The compression had to be strong enough to work, but not so tight it was painful. The seams had to be flatless, so they wouldn't show under clothing. Every single detail mattered. They also expanded the size range way beyond what traditional shapewear brands offered. SKIMS launched with sizes from XXS to 5XL. And these weren't just token extended sizes. They were properly engineered for different body types. They used fit models of all sizes to test everything. This commitment to true inclusivity wasn't just good marketing, it was good business. There were millions of potential customers that other brands were ignoring. Second, they needed to keep innovating and releasing new products constantly. In the first year alone, SKIMS released dozens of new styles and colors. They listened to customer feedback obsessively. If customers said they wanted shapewear with feet that actually stayed on, SKIMS created that. If customers wanted lighter compression for everyday wear, SKIMS made that too. They were responding to real needs, not just guessing what might sell. They also expanded beyond traditional shapewear quickly. They launched loungewear, then sleepwear, then swimwear. Each category followed the same philosophy: make it comfortable, make it inclusive, make it actually work for real women's lives. The loungewear especially became huge during the pandemic when everyone was stuck at home. Those soft, stretchy sets were everywhere on social media. Third, and this is where Kim's unique advantage really showed, they mastered social media marketing better than any fashion brand in history. Kim wasn't just the founder, she was the most powerful marketing tool the company had. With over 300 million Instagram followers, she could reach more people with a single post than most brands could with entire advertising campaigns. But she didn't just post product photos. She showed herself actually wearing SKIMS in real situations, getting ready for events, lounging at home, working out. She made it relatable. She showed the products working on her real body, not on impossibly perfect models in photoshopped images. And because people had been following Kim for years, they trusted that she actually wore and believed in these products. SKIMS also used social media in smarter ways than most brands. They created a referral program where customers could earn money by promoting products. They sent free products to influencers of all sizes, not just megascelebrities. They reposted customer photos constantly, making real women the face of the brand. They understood that in the social media age, word of mouth from regular people was more powerful than traditional advertising. The business model was also crucial to their success. SKIMS was direct to consumer, meaning they sold primarily through their own website rather than through department stores or other retailers. This gave them several huge advantages. They kept more of the profit since there was no middleman taking a cut. They had direct relationships with customers and could collect data on what people bought and what they wanted. They could control the entire customer experience from browsing to delivery. They also used the drop model that had worked so well for streetwear brands and Kylie Cosmetics. Instead of having everything available all the time, they'd release new products or colors in limited quantities. This created urgency. If you saw something you liked, you had to buy it now because it might sell out and not come back. This strategy kept people checking the website regularly and made launches feel like events. In April 2021, just a year and a half after launching, SKIMS announced they'd raised $154 million in funding at a valuation of $1.6 billion. Let me repeat that. A year and a half after launching, the company was valued at over $1 billion. Kim Kardashian had created a unicorn company, which is business speak for a startup worth over $1 billion, and she'd done it faster than almost any fashion brand in history. The investors weren't betting on Kim's fame alone, they were betting on the numbers. SKIMS was generating hundreds of millions in revenue. They were growing month over month. Customer retention was incredibly high, meaning people who bought once kept coming back. The business fundamentals were solid, but SKIMS didn't slow down. In January 2022, they raised another $240 million at a valuation of $3.2 billion. The company had doubled in value in less than a year. By 2023, the valuation hit $4 billion. Kim's personal stake in the company was worth over $1 billion, making her officially a billionaire from her businesses, not just her fame. To put this in perspective, it took Spanx, the previous shapewear leader, almost 20 years to reach $1 billion valuation. SKIMS did it in under 2 years. They became the fastest growing underwear brand in history. They were selling over 1 million units every single month. But the success wasn't just about sales numbers. SKIMS had genuinely changed the shapewear industry. After SKIMS launched, almost every major brand scrambled to expand their shade ranges. Suddenly, everyone wanted to make shapewear that was comfortable and breathable. Everyone wanted to be more inclusive. Skims had forced the entire industry to level up. They also proved that the direct-to-consumer model could work for underwear and shapewear. Before Skims, most people bought these items in physical stores because they wanted to see and feel them first. Skims showed that if you had great product photography, detailed descriptions, easy returns, and real customer reviews, people would absolutely buy intimate apparel online. Let's talk about some of the specific innovations that made Skims special. The shapewear market before Skims was dominated by heavy compression. The idea was to squeeze everything as tight as possible. But Skims introduced different levels of compression for different needs. Light smoothing for everyday wear, medium for more shaping, strong for special occasions. This gave customers choices based on what they actually needed, not just one-size-fits-all solutions. They also revolutionized the color offerings. The 9 shades at launch expanded to over 10 shades across different product lines. And they didn't just make different colors. They actually formulated the fabrics differently for different shades to ensure they all performed the same way. Darker colors can sometimes be more sheer, so they made those fabrics slightly thicker. This attention to detail is what separated Skims from brands just adding token shades. The fabric technology was legit too. Skims partnered with some of the best textile manufacturers in the world to create proprietary fabric blends. Their core sculpting fabric uses a mix of nylon and spandex in specific ratios to provide compression without feeling restrictive. Their loungewear uses a buttery soft fabric that's stretchy but doesn't lose its shape. Their swimwear is chlorine resistant and quick drying. This wasn't just marketing fluff. These were real innovations. Another genius move was how they photographed their products. Instead of using heavily edited photos that made products look better than they were, Skims used minimal retouching. They showed the products on diverse bodies. They showed what the shapewear looked like under different types of clothing. They answered the questions customers actually had. This transparency built trust in a way that traditional fashion marketing never could. Skims also understood the power of celebrity and influencer endorsements, but they did it differently than most brands. Instead of paying celebrities huge sums for one-off posts, they built genuine relationships. They sent products to celebrities and let them post about it organically if they liked it. And because the products were actually good, celebrities did post about them. Everyone from Chrissy Teigen to Megan Fox to Lizzo posted about wearing Skims. These weren't forced ads. They were genuine endorsements from people who actually liked the products. This organic celebrity buzz created a snowball effect where more and more famous people wanted to try Skims, which made more regular people want to buy it. The brand also got creative with their campaigns in ways that generated massive attention. They did a campaign with Kate Moss recreating her iconic 90s Calvin Klein ads. They partnered with Fendi for a luxury collaboration that sold out instantly. They created Olympics-themed loungewear and sleepwear that became unofficial must-haves during the Tokyo Olympics. Each campaign was designed to create cultural moments, not just sell products. One of the most controversial but successful moves was when Skims released shapewear. Specifically for weddings, they created a whole line of white and champagne-colored shapewear, designed to be worn under wedding dresses. Traditional etiquette people were horrified, but brides loved it. Finally, someone was acknowledging that brides want to look their best on their wedding day, and shapewear is part of that. The wedding line became one of their best-selling categories. Skims also expanded into men's underwear and basics in 2023. This was a smart move for several reasons. It opened up an entirely new customer base. It allowed them to become a household brand for couples and families. And frankly, the men's basic underwear market needed innovation just as much as the women's shapewear market did. Early results showed that men's was performing even better than expected, with many items selling out quickly. What do you think of when you hear the name Kim Kardashian? Reality TV star, social media influencer. But what about a billion-dollar entrepreneur? In just a few short years, Kim has built a company, SKIMS, that has completely changed the fashion industry and is now worth over $4 billion. This isn't just another celebrity brand. This is a story of vision, inclusivity, and brilliant business strategy. So, how did she do it? Let's break down the rise of the SKIMS empire. For decades, the shapewear industry was dominated by one message: your natural body isn't good enough. You had to be squeezed, smoothed, and hidden. Then came SKIMS. Kim Kardashian didn't just slap her name on a product. She solved a problem she personally faced. She was constantly dyeing her own shapewear with tea bags and coffee to match her skin tone, or cutting up pieces to fit under different outfits. She realized millions of other women were probably doing the same. So, in 2019, SKIMS launched with a revolutionary idea: shapewear that celebrated, not shamed, the female body. The first big innovation was the shade range. Instead of just beige and black, SKIMS offered 9 different skin tones, which has now expanded even further. Suddenly, women of all colors could find a product that actually looked like them. The second innovation was the size range. SKIMS offers sizes from double extra small to 5 extra large. This wasn't just a marketing gimmick. It was a core part of their philosophy. By making products for everybody, they tapped into a massive, underserved market. Kim's fame initially got people's attention, but the products are what made them stay. SKIMS weren't just inclusive. They were comfortable, effective, and stylish. The fabrics were softer. The designs were more modern, and they actually worked. Word of mouth spread like wildfire. Women posted videos on TikTok and Instagram showing how SKIMS transformed their outfits and their confidence. This wasn't traditional advertising. It was authentic, user-generated content, which is far more powerful. SKIMS built a community, not just a customer base. The company's approach to sustainability is also worth mentioning. For a brand growing this fast, it's impressive that they've been transparent about their manufacturing. SKIMS is committed to using more sustainable fabrics, reducing packaging waste, and ensuring fair labor practices. It shows a level of maturity and long-term thinking that you don't often see. Behind this incredible success was a team that grew from just a handful of people to over 200 employees. Kim was smart. She knew she couldn't do it alone. She hired experienced executives from giants like Nike, Lululemon, and Spanx people who understood the nuts and bolts of apparel manufacturing and retail. Kim stayed deeply involved in the creative side and marketing, but she trusted experts to handle the operations. And let's talk about the money. Unlike many celebrity deals where the star is just a paid spokesperson, Kim owns a huge chunk of SKIMS. Reports suggest around 35%. This means she's not just collecting a check, she's building real, lasting wealth. At a $4 billion valuation, her stake is worth roughly $1.4 billion on paper. This structure ensures she is fully invested in the brand's long-term success. But perhaps the most profound thing SKIMS did was change the conversation. It reframed shapewear from a tool of concealment to a tool of confidence. You wear it because you want to, not because you feel you have to. This shift resonated deeply with a generation tired of unrealistic beauty standards. SKIMS threaded the needle perfectly, celebrating all body types while still giving women the tools to feel their best. This deep involvement from Kim is why SKIMS succeeded where other celebrity brands have failed. Consumers are savvy. They can spot a cash grab from a mile away. People could tell this wasn't just another endorsement deal for Kim. It was something she genuinely cared about, a problem she wanted to solve, and she put in the work. In the process, SKIMS completely disrupted the industry. Spanx, the brand that had dominated for 2 decades, suddenly found itself playing catch-up. They've tried to copy SKIMS by expanding their own shade ranges and updating products, but they've lost their innovative edge. New startups have tried to compete, but none have come close to matching the scale and cultural impact of SKIMS. So what's next? The future looks incredibly bright. The company has talked about opening physical retail stores, which would be a huge move. They're also expanding into new categories like menswear and swimwear, with activewear seeming like a logical next step. And of course, there's the constant speculation about an IPO, taking the company public. That would give SKIMS even more resources to grow and could make Kim and her partners even wealthier. So, what can we all learn from the SKIMS saga? First, your personal problems can be your best business ideas. Kim created SKIMS because she had a need that wasn't being met. She knew what women wanted because she was one of them. Second, a great product is non-negotiable. Kim's fame got people to try SKIMS once, but it was the quality that made them loyal customers. No amount of marketing can save a bad product. Third, true inclusivity isn't just good ethics, it's brilliant business. By catering to all women, SKIMS tapped into a market that other brands had ignored for years. Fourth, Building a brand today requires authenticity and constant engagement. SKIMS didn't just sell clothes. They built a community of fans who became their most effective marketers. Fifth, surround yourself with people who know more than you. Kim was smart enough to partner with experienced professionals who could turn her vision into a global operation. And finally, never underestimate anyone. People dismissed Kim as just a reality star. They said her success was a fluke. But building a $4 billion company in just a few years isn't luck. It's vision, hard work, and flawless execution. Kim Kardashian took everything people said she couldn't do and turned it into a business empire. She went from being famous to being one of the most successful entrepreneurs of her generation. Love her or hate her, you can't deny that what she accomplished with SKIMS is astonishing. She saw a problem, created a solution, and built something that will undoubtedly outlast her own fame. That's not just celebrity marketing. That's entrepreneurship at its finest. If you found this story as fascinating as I did, make sure to like and subscribe. In our next video, we'll dive into how another unexpected entrepreneur built an empire from scratch. And trust me, you won't believe how they did it. Thanks for watching.